What if you could stay young forever? There is a place nestled along the Columbia River between the majestic Selkirk and Monashee Mountains where people do just that. Discover Revelstoke, BC, a place where people's spirits, mind, and soul remain childlike. So what is it about this place and the people who choose to live here that fosters this fountain of youth? Meet local athletes, photographers, artists, and community leaders as we learn about what drives their passions. Discover what about their craft keeps them youthful and why Revelstoke is the perfect playground. This is Revelstoke, and here the journey is not just a destination, it's an everlasting awakening. It goes without saying, water is very important on this planet. Just seeing water has soothing properties for your body and mind. We're blessed in this landlocked Revelstoke to have access to some amazing water activities. The Columbia River divides towns with endless waterfalls cascading into it. You wouldn't expect surfing to happen here, but a good group of friends with their old boats have come up with just that. Meet Andrew, Bambi, and Nick.
There's just something magical about getting on the face of a wave, whether it's in the ocean, which is a lot more work and a lot harder. And takes a lot more practice than getting out behind a boat. Surfing in the ocean is great, but unfortunately that's a 12-hour trip for us to really get any ocean time. And surfing here behind a boat, you really get to learn how to use your board and some body positioning and learn some control with your feet and things like that. And if you do become a person that wants to surf in the ocean, it all crosses over really well later down the road.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
All you think about is what you're doing in the moment. You're not thinking about work, you're not thinking about anything else except for having fun in the moment, and it's just a great time.
That's the best part about a lot of the sports that we do, board sports, snowboarding, surfing, whatever, skateboarding. You're not really thinking about anything. You could have the worst day in the world. You could have the worst work week. You could have had, trouble with your partner. Like, it could have been a lot of things. But when you're out there doing that, you're kind of in one of those flow state sports, and you're not really thinking about any trouble. You're just in the moment, enjoying it, trying to see how many times you can surf up and down this pretty little wave and make it look good and feel good.
You need a boat, you need a couple of wake surfs, you need a rope, you need a truck to bring the boat in, a trailer, and a couple friends.
you don't buy a boat to go out there and use it by yourself. You know, it's something that you can't do without a bunch of friends. So it's a great social activity. You know, again, you don't need to have a $100,000 boat. You can use ballast bags. You can use multiple different things to get your boat heavy. Just put a whole bunch of friends in here and it's good. I mean, obviously there's rules, and ballast bags are great because if there was ever an accident, once they hit the water, they float. So it doesn't sink your boat all the way. If you fill your boat up with a bunch of rocks, you could be in trouble. But doing it like this is awesome. You just need some ballast bags, you need a board or two, and just figure out what works for your boat. You can get a cheap boat and still have a ton of fun.
Like, it's a social time. Like, you get out here and enjoy the afternoon in the sun, and when people, it's their first time, they're so excited, and you can tell, even if they are not good at it or don't make it up, the smile on their face, it's, you know, it's great.
So much to do on the lake, you know, whether you're wake surfing or swimming or cliff jumping or, you know, all the different spots that you can go and hang out. You're never going to run out of fun out here. And like these guys were saying, having a good crew is pretty key. Having someone that knows how to drive the boat is huge, because especially with these older boats, you know, you gotta kind of know to turn the boat a little bit towards the surfer, or depending on how you have your weight set up and your wake shaper, having someone that can drive is pretty important to get that wake really shaped up nice so that you get the best surf wave.
The term Peter Pan syndrome has many meanings. It's an ideology, a lifestyle, a dream. But what is it, and how does it affect their desire to play?
What does Peter Pan syndrome mean to me? I guess it just means the entire way that I've chosen to live my life, and just have a lot of fun, take care of your responsibilities, having a good time, enjoying the moments, living now. Tomorrow's never for sure. You know, you gotta do your thing now and do what you want, whether everyone else thinks that it's the best thing or not. If you in your heart know that this is what you need to do to be happy, and you're not harming anybody, and you're gonna have a blast doing it, do it.
Peter Pan syndrome, some people say it like as a derogatory term, but I don't take it that way. They're just jealous that I can stay young and happy and have fun. We all have responsibilities and we're all adults, but we have a lot more fun than the normal adults, I'd say, and we just live a carefree lifestyle.
Wanting to stay young is just wanting to keep having fun, the same fun we were having then that we're having now. So I think in a way you could say that the Peter Pan syndrome is just the continuing to do what you like and what you have fun doing.
Get old. I'm never going to stop doing what I love, all the sports, boating, everything that you can do here. And so, yeah, I would say everyone on this boat has it.
I've definitely been told I've had Peter Pan syndrome my whole life, and I mean, I kind of embraced it while tattooing my whole arm with it. But I think that's awesome. There's a difference between, you know, growing up and having responsibilities. We pay our taxes, we do all that kind of stuff, but you don't have to worry about it all the time. That's not what your life is about. you have responsibilities, but you still understand that it's all about how much fun you're having in a day-to-day basis.
I didn't know what the Peter Pan syndrome was until my mom called me out on it, and I still didn't know what it was, so I Googled it, and when I read it, I was like, yeah, I do identify as a Peter Pan syndrome.
There's just something about Revelstoke that keeps you here.
Anything you want, it's all here. So, I mean, we get Revelstoke because there's really not much of a better spot to go.
If you love adventure and outdoor activities, it has everything that you could ever want to do.
Great mountains, lakes, so you can do lots of snowboarding, hiking, mountain biking, sledding, all these sports.
You get along with a lot of people that live here because they all want to do the same thing. They're all here for the same reason. Everyone that lives here likes to do stuff, and they get out there and are active, and you can have 10 hobbies to do here and do them all.
You come to a place where not only is the best place to do sports, but everyone wants to play outside. You can't avoid it.
Revelstoke's just super welcoming and accessible for every activity you want to do. Every option to stay young you have. So it's like you have your own little fountain of youth here, and you just get to dip into every aspect of it all the time.
Maybe Peter Pan syndrome is a mindset to keep them feeling young.
I always think about this. Growing up is optional, but growing old is inevitable. You have the option to stay young at heart your whole life, but you're gonna get older physically. So I don't know. I think it's just making the most of it. To me, is kind of like the key to staying young at heart. Just like Tony Hawk said it, the trick is to never stop. He never stopped skateboarding, so he's still great at it. So I think it's the same thing. Like if you start putting age as a barrier, like, oh, I shouldn't do this because I'm getting this age, that's when you're starting to seize. Keep doing what you like, keep staying active, and I think that's why we live here, because here is such a great place to stay active.
I've always been lucky to live a pretty active lifestyle, and mountain towns and Revelstoke especially definitely keeps you feeling young. If you're always moving, you're always working towards your sports, your activities, you're gonna stay youthful. It's also a state of mind. You tell yourself, oh, I'm too old to try that, I'm too old to do this. Well, then you're gonna do that. You're gonna become sedentary and get old. Getting older happens. Being old, I think, is in your head.
You're only as old as you feel. Age is just a number. So if you're young at heart and you have fun, the only thing that's going to get older is your body. I've heard of people that are 80 and 90 and go skydiving. I already am living my dream. I did a lot of work when I was younger to make it here, set myself up. This is the dream place.
Chasing your dreams comes down to what are your priorities. If you decide that your passions are your priorities and then you just beeline towards them, then it kind of just becomes your lifestyle, it becomes a habit, and then it becomes second nature that you chase your dreams.
Just getting older and feeling older, and instead of going to the gym and learning about nutrition or supplements or things that'll help you keep living the way you want to live, people just get into that mode of saying, oh, it's okay, I'm just getting older. Instead of learning how to adapt and how to keep chasing their dreams, they just they equate it to like, oh, I'm just too old, I'm not going to learn how to wake surf, or I'm not going to learn how to do a 360 on my snowboard anymore, I'm just going to give that dream up. No way. You got to keep chasing those dreams, whether you have to adapt them and change them and keep pushing. That's just something that I feel like we chose in the lifestyle we started living a long time ago. You can be safe, or you can have a little bit of risk and challenge, and always go after those goals.
When I was young, my daddy said, gotta keep one eye open in your bed, 'cause there's a time coming when the devil gonna come for you. So my trigger fingers stay prepared. I've got my weapon and I got my prayers, 'cause if you don't run this town, they'll walk all over you. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down. Run out loud, better run on. Run all day till you can't be found. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down. You can outrun the devil, but you ain't gonna outrun me.
We work hard when we're at work, and then we play hard every second we got. So you forget about going to the grocery store and stocking up. It's not a problem. But sometimes getting a couple extra laps on the ski hill, or going out on some adventure and you miss the grocery store being open, it happens.
Sometimes I get so caught up in the activities that I do, like snowboarding, sledding, biking, boating, I'll just lose track of time, and I'll get home and think, oh smokes, I gotta go to work. I don't have time to live my life. I'm gonna go straight from this right to work, and work all night, play all day. And sometimes you just forget to live like a normal human, like buying groceries and doing your laundry, and
Yeah.
sometimes you just get so caught up in it.
If it's nice outside and I have an opportunity to do an activity, I'll put the sunny day outside as a priority, and then get the responsibilities done either the next day or at night or on a cloudy, rainy day. Maybe cleaning is not the highest on my list, Cleaning on a rainy day, great activity, great use of my time. But on a sunny day, or if there's a day where I have plans to go play outside, like a powder day, those things can wait.
You ain't gonna outrun me. You ain't gonna, you ain't gonna outrun me.
If you could speak to a younger version of yourself and not tell them to buy Bitcoin, what advice would you give them?
As I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize that I gotta take everything with a grain of salt. So I would definitely tell my younger self to be better at letting go of things that won't matter down the line.
I would tell my younger self, just don't give up on your dream. Like, you can do it. Don't let people try to talk you out of trying to go and do what you want to do. If you're passionate about something, just keep doing it. You don't have to be the best at anything, but if you like doing it, just do it for yourself and have fun, and never stop.
There's struggles. There's financial things you wanna achieve, but you'll get there. Just keep working hard, and then just enjoy everything. Just enjoy every moment. Don't let little things bother you so much. Don't get upset. Just chill out. Work hard, and things will be good. You'll end up on the lake one day.
There are seemingly endless water activities, from cliff jumping to canoeing and everything in between. Next, we join Jason Day for some whitewater kayaking and see what Peter Pan syndrome means to him.
It's acting like a child in the way that you can see fun and beauty in everything. You're not getting stressed out about stuff. You're just taking what's in front of you for face value and enjoying it. I'm at level 32 right now, and I'm still a professional raft guide and a ski bum. I've been working these jobs for a while, and I wouldn't change anything for it. It lets me do the activities that I want when I want. My life is most people's vacations. I probably feel like I'm 25. Yeah, I feel like I look like I'm 16. I live in paradise, honestly. Revelstoke, BC is super rad. There's rivers, there's mountains, there's snow, there's rad human beings here. Everybody's always down for adventures. I originally came here for the snow in the winter times, and everybody always says that in BC your summers are better than winters, and that is a fact here as well. The first summer that I did, it was like, man, I never want to leave this place. There's more to do in the summer than there is in the winter. So summers are, yeah, they're amazing. Being outside, doing activities, if it's disc golf or like I work as a raft guide. In the summers, kayaking as much as possible. Honestly, as long as I'm close to a river, I'm pretty happy. I could be fishing, not catching anything, and I'm still super happy. Water keeps me young. I think growing old is when you stop having fun. When you stop playing, you stop seeing the lighter side. And growing up is something that just happens. Like, you make sacrifices for things, and that's growing up. Ideally, it means I'd be able to afford my own house, but here we are in Revelstoke, housing market. But yeah, it's the freedom to be able to do all the fun activities I've always wanted to do. And yeah, you sacrifice some things so you can do all the fun stuff that you want.
Take the road through the trees, kick through the leaves, fear they may follow me. There's a voice on the breeze, weak at the knees, they are just ghost stories.
Learned how to paddle through a outdoor adventure program in Pembroke, Ontario. A big portion of the course was whitewater rafting and paddling, and as soon as I figured out how to paddle, I was pretty hooked for life. It's a choose your own adventure sport. I find there's a lot of pretty applicable life lessons in paddling. Big one is commitment. Once you're in the current, you are going downstream and there's nothing you can do about it. You might as well fully commit to giving it your best shot. There's nothing you can do to stop the river, so you might as well enjoy it. As soon as the chaos has kind of calmed down and you look upstream and you're like, holy geez, that was amazing. You see all your friends around, everybody's laughing or smiling, and you get to go to some pretty crazy places. I like to touch the walls as you float through a canyon. You can't touch that rock without being next in a kayak, so it's fun. It's one of those things where when you're in an outdoor environment, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter if your stove is running. It doesn't matter if your car's out of gas, because you need all of your attention on the task at hand, as opposed to when you're in the real world, there's so many distractions, your phone's going off, everything's just so hectic, and when you're in one of these wilderness settings and you're doing a sport or an activity, everything is, it's right there. All you need to focus on is what's happening in front of you. You're really in the moment, and I think living in the moment is what really keeps you young. The river of life, as it were, is gonna keep moving. You can freak out, and it's not gonna change anything. Just do the best that you can, and you'll get through it.
Pull yourself together like they always do when they just wanna get the better of you. I'm coming to get you. So we can gather the branches, swing right there, I come this way. Tonight the dead are free, though I cannot see, I feel them watching me. Think about my every Halloween, do you believe in each and every word that they say? But they do get jealous, you know that it's true. They just wanna make a fool out of you. Bob coming to get Ichabod, you better run for your life.